Okay, now that we have our 4 cards made, we need a box to put them in. So for our box, you need a piece of cardstock that's 8 1/4 by 10 1/2. I am using Misty Moonlight because that's what's going to go with my paper. You're going to need a scoring tool. Now, I use my scoring tool rather than my trimmer because I get a much better line and I don't have to go back and forth on it several times. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and with my short side at the top, okay, I'm going to score it at 3/4 of an inch. Oops. 3/4 of an inch, and that's not straight. Hang on. Okay, got it. So you're going to score it at you got to be in the right line. 3/4 of an inch. Rotate it. Score it again at 3/4 of an inch. Rotate it again. Score it at 3/4 of an inch. Rotate it again and score it at 3/4 of an inch. So you're scoring it at 3/4 of an inch on all sides. When you end up, you need a long side at the top. And I'm going to flip this around because for some reason this side doesn't want to be straight. So I'm just going to flip it around. The next thing you need to do, you need to score it at 4 7/8. Now there's 4 3/4, or 3 and, I said 4 7/8. I'm in the wrong spot. 4 7/8. There is 4 3/4 and there is 5. So it's in between. That's the reason why I like this, because I have that little line. So 4 7/8. Then you're going to score it again at 5 5/8, and that's in between 5 1/2 and 5 3/4. That is all the scoring you're going to do, so we can get rid of our scoring tool. All right, you need your scissors, and what you're going to do is you've got these lines here in the middle that you made. You're going to trim up to the horizontal line. So you're trimming right on the vertical line up to the horizontal line, and then you're going to take a sliver out of each side. So you are basically taking that tab and making it smaller. All right, you're going to rotate it. This one, you're going to cut on the score line up to the horizontal line. This time you're only going to cut a sliver from the inside, not the outside. Go over to the other side, cut up to that score line, cut a sliver out. Now, if your sliver doesn't come out, just pull it. It'll come off. All right? Turn it to this side. You're going to score it and cut it, not score it. Cut a sliver from both sides. What you're doing is you're making that tab smaller, which will allow it to close your box better, and you won't have pieces that stick up on the top. All right, rotate it again, cut that tab, take a sliver, cut your tab, take a sliver. All right, so now we've got all these pieces. When you are done, this is what your paper should look like. Oh, missed some. All right, that's all the cutting we're going to do. We are ready to do some burnishing. I always burnish mine with the caved in line up, so the bump is on the inside. Some people do it the other way. I like the way this one does. So you're going to score all your pieces, and we're not going to pay any attention to that spot where I made a mistake and jumped. So I'm just going to work my way all the way around. All right, and I'm going to score my piece, or burnish my pieces. All right, now we're going to do this side. right, and we're gonna go up. And then we have the last side, and we're gonna do our pieces and burnish them. All right, now we have these two lines in the middle. So what you do is you take the first one, you fold and you burnish it, and then you take the other one, and I just flip it. It's easier for me. If you don't have, if you can do it without flipping it, just go right ahead. All right, so we have everything done that we need to have done, except for one other thing. This is the top of our box. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this over because I want this side, and I'm taking this piece here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off that corner, and I'll explain later. You're gonna flip it around, and this time you're working on this piece. It's the opposite side. It's the top of your box. All right, so again, cut a piece off, and it doesn't matter if it's even or not. All right, now we need our glue. I highly recommend you use glue and not your tape. The reason being, the tape and the heat can release, the glue will not. If it releases, you got a mess, and you don't want your box falling apart. So I'm going to add some glue to both of my tabs. All right, then I'm going to pull it up, and I am matching my sides so it forms a nice square. I'm going to hold it a bit, and then I'm going to go down, and I don't know why that one's not lining up. Oh, I know why. My box was off a little. So you know how you fix that? You take your scissors, follow it, and you just kind of slowly angle it out. And no one will know but you and I. All right, now we need to do the rest of our bottom, because this is the bottom of our box. So I'm going to do one side at a time so I can kind of hold it. All right, and I'm going to do this side. And I add enough, you know, make sure you get your edges matched up. I make sure I add enough glue that it's going to ooze a little bit and catch those edges. All right, we have our top to finish, and this box is done. All right, I love this box because it uses one piece of cardstock. All right, so add your glue to your tabs, match up your sides, and then hold it for a few minutes for it to grab, and then repeat on the other side. That was the only spot that messed up. Huh. I must not have cut my paper very good. Okay, now just to kind of make this go a little bit better, I take my box and fold it back slightly on those so it will sit correctly. And there you go, a nice little box for your cards. And I have some embellishments on mine. Make sure you come back and see, these are the ones that would get mushed if you didn't angle it. All right, make sure you come back next week to see how I decorate it. I hope you have a fabulous Saturday, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Make sure you share it with your crafty friends. Have a great weekend. Bye.